Hey there you guys, welcome back. Today I just wanted to do a quick little update on this Vanda orchid. I believe this one is called Sansei Blue. The flowers are, well, it's finally flowering in the summertime. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm super excited. This plant generally flowers for me just after I bring it inside for the winter. I grow it inside over the winter and then bring it outside in the summertime, give it a nice bright spot. And yeah, usually the flower spike starts to develop right after I bring it inside in September or October, and it ends up lasting. So I might get one flower and it's usually a little bit deformed, but I'm always happy to see it. But it's always very frustrating because I know that I'm not going to get a full, beautiful bloom like this is happening right now. So yay, that is a win. And yeah, so this is the plant. If you've been following my channel, this plant is at least 10 years old, at least. It gets neglected, and then it gets looked after, and then it gets neglected, and then it gets looked after. So it runs the gamut of care. It used to be in this pot here. If you've watched my channel from the beginning, this is where it was planted as a little seedling, and it has grown out. So the reason why I haven't removed it is because this hanger is attached to the pot. Well, it's now more attached to the roots, but the roots have kind of adhered themselves to the pot, so I don't really want to, I don't need to rip them off, so I'm not even going to bother. So this plant started off, I think, as 2 or 3 little baby plants, but 2 of them survived. We've got the one main stem here. I don't know whether you're able to see it, follow my finger. And then over on this side we have the other main stem. So this one over here is the one that's actually blooming. The other one, let me just give a quick look while we're on video. I don't see any buds being produced, which is a shame, but that's alright. I'm okay. I'm okay with just the one. It's magnificent. Check out that. I'll do a little bit of a close-up. You're getting tangled in your roots. Stop doing that. I'll give a close-up of the flower just off to the side here. So this plant, for care, in the summertime I like to mist the roots. Outside it's so much easier. If you have a greenhouse, or if you have access to a hose where you can just splash around like a little baby duck, then it's a lot easier. Because these plants really dry out fast, especially when they're not in a media. If it's not in bark or whatever, they actually prefer not to be in bark. They like to have their roots be exposed. So, well, look at the way that it's growing. Obviously, it's telling you that it's just aerial roots, and it's hard to keep them in the media. I think when I had it planted in this pot, I think it was in the clay beads, the hydrant beads. For hydroponics, and they're rolling away. So yes, some of them are still stuck to the roots. So it's good to do maybe a dilute fertilizer, maybe a quarter strength of the fertilizer, just an all-purpose orchid fertilizer, and spray the roots with it. Make sure it's water soluble. Spray the roots with it, or what I also like to do is I fill up a 5-gallon pail with water with a little bit of fertilizer and dunk it in, let it sit in the water for maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and it gets everything really hydrated. In the house in the wintertime, I do that probably once a week for sure, and then I try to mist the roots as often as I can. If I'm in the grow room and I have the mister bottle, I give them a quick spray. Right now they are thirsty, they are silver, but you want to see them green when you water them, and then they will dry out again very quickly. So you can water this plant as much as you want, but as long as it's open to air. If it's in soil, or not in soil, if it's in bark or in moss or anything like that, you want to allow it to dry out between waterings, because they don't like to stand in water. They rot pretty easily, and they're not very happy. So one of the ways that I think I want to change this up, I don't know that I can with this plant, because it also likes really bright light. So I don't know that I can do the new method with this plant because it's so wonky. The leaves or the stems are all curled around because it's so used to hanging. This is how it hangs. I'd like to plant it in a vase, just in a vase over winter, so that the roots can stay humid. I can leave just a tiny little bit of water in the base of the vase, and let the humidity really humidify the air around the roots. But also once a week or twice a week, fill the vase, a clear vase, with water. Let it sit, and then dump it out maybe 20 minutes later, so that the roots are watered very easily. So I might try that with some of the babies. As you can see, I don't know whether you can see, but I'm getting little side growths periodically throughout the plant along the main stem. So I might remove one or two of these. I think I have a couple, and try it out in the vase system. These roots are, like I said, are a little bit gnarly and wild and woolly, and also the shape of the main stem is not really going to allow for me to pot it up in a vase. But if I start a young plant that way, that's all it will know. So I think that will be an easier way to maintain it in the house over the winter time. But outside, open air, very nice. I try to mist it once a day. Maybe, if I can't do it once a day, once every other day. I'm always getting it wet with the hose. It's so much easier, like I said. And sometimes I do it twice a day. Whenever I have the hose out to either fill a bird bath or whatever, I'm misting it with the hose. So yeah, fertilize as often as you can, because it's not in a media. It's just grabbing the nutrients from the roots, whatever's beaded on there. So whenever you can, give it a light feeding, and yeah, lots of light, and this is what you'll end up with in time. So let me know if you have any questions about this guy. Again, I've got so many videos on this one from the past. I'll try to link as many as I can. Maybe I'll do a playlist so you can see where it came from a long time ago. And I can't believe that it's done as well as it has, because in the wintertime it gets good watering once a week, but really they would like a daily watering. So it's not the best care routine for it, but it's happy-ish. So anyway, until next time, you guys, happy growing.